The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by The TVWAN News is proudly
Hello and welcome to another edition of TVWAN News. I'm Maricela Kelaton. In this edition, Melanesian agreement signed, government to bring in new trade system, and male team ready for games. A senior payroll officer attached with the Finance Department's Information and Communication Technology Division responsible for the NCD Provincial Health Authority's salaries was arrested and charged on Wednesday, 25th June 2025 for abuse of office, conspiracy and misappropriation of funds worth 1.9 million kina. Director National Fraud and Anti-Corruption Directorate Detective Superintendent Robert Volo said the named officer was charged for 1 count each of conspiracy, abuse of office, and misappropriation pursuant under the Criminal Code Act 1974. Volo said the officer works with the ICT division as a payroll officer in the Finance Department. The officer is responsible for the NCDPHA salaries and misappropriated the funds while taking carriage of the NCDPHA Alesco payroll system. He said this was the third arrest whilst the officer's cohorts, Vaeki Varevani, former Deputy Director of Corporate Services, case is pending in the National Court, and Priscilla Kend, former Director of the Corporate Services, is also being dealt with at the Wagani Committal Court. Police investigations revealed that there were fraudulent transfers of salaries into the various BSP salary accounts of 11 staff from the National Capital District Provincial Health Authority in total of 1.9 million kina on pay number 13 of 2023. Prime Minister James Marape and Autonomous Bougainville Government President Ismail Torama on Thursday, 26 June, signed a landmark Melanesian agreement in Port Moresby, charting a peaceful and legally defined course for the next phase of the Bougainville peace process. The ceremony was witnessed by moderator Sir Jerry Mataparai. Prime Minister James Marape reaffirmed the national government's total adherence to the constitutional process, stating that Bougainville issue must proceed according to the provisions of the 2001 Bougainville Peace Agreement, now enshrined in Part 14 of the Constitution. He acknowledged the 97.7% referendum result as clear and decisive, but emphasized that the outcome must still pass through the legal pathway. The Melanesian agreement provides a framework for the two governments to finalize consultations and prepare a report for submission to Parliament. Prime Minister Marape described it as a collaborative and conditional document that continues the journey rather than ends it. Furthermore, Marape reaffirmed the government's commitment to empowering Bougainville economically, referencing recent decisions to transfer full shareholding in key resource projects to the Bougainville government. He pledged support for Bougainville's sustainable development across agriculture, fisheries, forestry, and infrastructure. Looking ahead to the submission of the final consultation report by June 30, Marape assured both Bougainvilleans and Papua New Guineans that the journey would continue in peace, unity, and trust. The government will shortly incorporate an electronic platform called the National Electronic Single Window System to do trade. This was announced by the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, who informed PNG Ports of their involvement in the new system recently.
Papua New Guinea's population is growing 4% per annum, according to Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru. He said that the country has serious issues it has to deal with. With that being stated, he announced a new system or platform to be rolled out soon by the government called Single Windows.
The government will shortly be incorporating a new company which will own a new IT system called Single Windows to do trade. It will be a 20 million kina investment, and it will be anchored in PNG Customs. And in the future, we want to do all trade transactions, import permit, export permits. I want it to be done online, real time, within 10 minutes. I don't want any more paperwork.
According to a report from the National Academy of Customs, Excise and Customs Faridabad, Single Window System is commonly used in trade, customs and regulatory environments. It shared that instead of submitting paperwork or data separately to customs, immigration, health, transport and other agencies, you submit it once through either single window. The system then distributes this information electronically to all relevant authorities. This simplifies processes, reduces duplication, speeds up approvals and lower costs.
And PNG Ports will be a major partner. The world started on this single window system 25 years ago. We are so far behind. Singapore is the leading nation now in the world, and they process 9 million transactions a year. Our total transactions coming through PNG Ports is only 250,000 a year. So that investment is coming.
Traders in developed countries use the system to submit customs declarations, permits and certificates once via a single window, which then shares the information with customs, port authorities, health inspections and more. Citizens or companies can apply for multiple licenses or approvals through one online portal instead of dealing with each agency individually.
And every player in the trading system, whether you are PNG Customs or whether you are or you are Cocoa Board or you are CIC or whether you are Nakia, all of them will migrate to this system.
Jasmine Erojak, TVWAN News.
Furthermore, Minister Maru announced plans of a new international wharf within the Medang economic zones to create huge export volumes. He said this will have Medang become the new hub.
We are looking at building a new international wharf within the Medang special economic zones. Why do we need a wharf? We are planning for 10 canneries. We know that the road is being built from Hagen to Bayer down to Medang. In future, there will be less volume of trade going to Leh. The Highlands volumes will come to Medang. So where is the wharf? Where are the facilities to cater for that? Because the distance will be half the distance. So we are planning for that, to capture that trade. And we are hoping that PNG Ports can be a partner in that rather than having two wharves in Leh and competing, we should have only one wharf. So
18 Teaching Service Council members were sworn in yesterday, including the legal officer of the Teachers Services Commission at the Gateway Hotel in Port Moresby, signifying the establishment of the PNG Teaching Service Council. Frida Khanna with this report.
According to the TSC chairman, Samson Wangihome, the Teaching Service Council was established some time ago but was not fully functioning.
It was established some time ago, but then because they were not paid allowances, I said, why are we going to go and sit in there and deliberate on this? So many have, they stopped coming. There was some almost 10, 15 years ago. So we reactivated that. We said, no, come.
With the re-establishment of this body, they will now be helping the Teaching Service Commission to help enhance TSC policies and circulars around the country.
All right, it will enhance us a lot because there will be advocating for Teacher Service Commission. That will be out there. We will also, later on, we will give them all our circulars, all our policies, everything, and they will know, and they will reinforce the policies in the different capacities and locations that they come from and that they represent.
The council members represented different agencies, including the churches, who have agreed to support the council in carrying out its policies and standards from here on.
They have all been teachers, have all been school administrators, and have had different positions within the education ministry, and of course within agencies that run the schools as well. And so we are happy. We will get a lot out from them. They will tell us what to do.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, Yanguru Police Barracks land concerns and exercise Puk Puk concludes.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Welcome back. Yanguru Sausia Police Barracks in East Sepik Province has been operating without a certificate of occupancy and needs to be addressed to avoid eviction. Assistant Commissioner of Police for Special Operations Donald Yamasombi brought this to the attention of the Land's Secretary Benjamin Sampson during the Certificate of Occupancy presentation at McGregor in Port Moresby yesterday. Yamasombi highlighted the need to have this sorted, as this may lead to eviction or a stop in further development taking place. Sampson assured Yamasombi that his department will work with the police to secure the occupancy certificate for Yanguru Police Barracks. The newly refurbished living-in accommodation for female soldiers at the Papua New Guinea Defence Forces Murray Barracks Force Support Battalion was formally opened today. Deputy Chief of the Papua New Guinea Defence Force, Brigadier General Opa Larry Opa, was joined by Australia Defence Assistant Secretary for Pacific Infrastructure, Laura Darlington, to conduct the ribbon-cutting ceremony. The newly refurbished living-in accommodation for female soldiers at the Papua New Guinea Defence Forces Murray Barracks was funded under the Defence Cooperation Program and included major roofing repairs, upgrade of the electrical systems, construction of a new house wing, new furniture and joinery, and repainting. It now has the capacity to house up to 88 female PNGDF soldiers, and following the official opening, it is available for occupation by FSB personnel.
Yay!
Thank you. It's wonderful.
Deputy Chief of the PNG Defence Force, Brigadier General Opa Larry Opa, was joined by Australia Defence Assistant Secretary for Pacific Infrastructure, Laura Darlington, to conduct the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Brigadier General Opa said the relationship between Australia and PNG for defence in particular is not only focused on defence, but also on other aspects. He says he has no doubt the new building will improve the quality of life for female soldiers and is an area where gender equality is something that the PNGDF are taking seriously. While Australian Defence Assistant Secretary for Pacific Infrastructure, Laura Darlington, stated that Australia is proud to support the PNGDF in investing in females.
And I would like to thank the Australian government, the Australian people, and in particular the Australian Department of Defence and the Defence Force for their contribution not only to this project but for every other project that they have assisted us.
So we will continue to keep investing in PNG. I'm really proud of what we've been able to achieve here, and I'm really proud that we're able to actually create that safe working environment. And I'm proud of the partnerships that we have with both industry and especially with the PNGDF.
Exercise Puk Puk, the joint engineering exercise between the PNGDF and Australian Defence Force, was officially closed yesterday by Defence Minister Dr. Billy Joseph. This year, Exercise Puk Puk was held at Igam Barracks in Lae, where the defence engineers worked together to complete a major refurbishment of an accommodation block, converting it into 106 beds in twin share rooms. Almost 2 kilometers of new perimeter road was constructed, the rugby pitch was resurfaced, a new 100-seat home and away grandstand was built, and a new playground was installed at Igam Barracks Primary School. This year's exercise was a major step up for the PNGDF and ADF engineers, with several complex construction activities successfully delivered. The exercise has been a key component of the defence relationship between PNG and Australia since 2002. We'll now have the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2427 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2352 US, $0.3565 Australian dollars, $0.19 0.32 euro and 33.65 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, copra and copper closed lower, while coffee, cocoa and crude oil closed higher, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay tuned.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans, expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend, PNG's own coffee.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superwoman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like her love.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Thanks for staying with us. In Goroka this week, thousands of women from across Papua New Guinea and abroad have gathered in a powerful celebration of faith, unity and legacy. The United Foursquare Women's Movement is marking a historic 50 years since its founding in 1975.
The town of Goroka came alive as nearly 5,000 women from across Papua New Guinea and the Solomon Islands marched proudly through the streets, marking the golden jubilee of the United Foursquare Women's Movement. The official launch was held at the National Sports Institute with vibrant processions and heartfelt prayers led by women representing all 5 regions: Southern, Momase, NGI, Upper and Lower Highlands, including delegations from as far as Arab, ENB, and Kavieng. This historic moment also honored those who laid the foundation in 1975. Among them, Reverend Kumorovira and wife Popoino, along with Reverend Wayne Norumo and his wife, Pastor Tanoaye, whose dedication helped shape the movement's identity. Adding a deeply emotional connection, the youngest daughter of the original Foursquare missionaries to PNG, Linda Becca McCarthy, returned with her husband Paul, now president of Foursquare Australia, to witness the legacy her parents began in the Fayantina Valley 50 years ago. Throughout the week, guests will visit Foursquare institutions across Eastern Highlands Province. As the celebrations reflect on 5 decades of women's spiritual empowerment and leadership, the celebrations will culminate this weekend, closing a powerful chapter in the Foursquare women's story and inspiring the next generation to carry the torch. Jasmine Irojak, TVWAN News.
In news abroad, Western Sydney groups are petitioning the government to reduce engineering standards on the Metro West line to save money. Instead, they're arguing the money should go to ensure beautiful station designs on par with the award-winning Metro City stations.
A futuristic design studded with gold and silver art adorns this station, one of the 8 Metro City stops. But there's no guarantee that stations along the Metro West line will get the same treatment.
We're planning to keep a tight grip on the costs of Sydney Metro across the board. That's true of the 3 lines. We did have billions of dollars of costs blown out under the former government, and we simply can't afford to do that.
These Western Sydney advocates are worried they're getting a discount version.
Why should other parts of Sydney receive greater funding and attention than Western Sydney and Parramatta?
They commissioned research by 40 architectural design experts and urban planners who concluded if cost-cutting must be done, let it be from the engineering standards.
We've picked the highest, the least risky engineering standards from around the world, and collectively that probably has added hugely to the cost of Metro West.
It doesn't come at the expense of safety, it just comes at the expense of standards that are probably over-engineered.
They're arguing that a striking station design will add cultural and social benefits and ensure that East and West are treated with the same respect.
I think people in Western Sydney are entitled to stations that are as beautiful as those in Eastern Sydney.
The new metro stations in the city really are cathedrals for rail, and I guess what we're saying is we don't want chapels, we don't want churches, we want cathedrals as well.
A call for fairness from Sydney's West.
For decades, the regulation of Australia's gas pipelines has been based on a growing number of users splitting the cost. But that system is coming under pressure as more Australians leave the network in favour of going completely electric.
For more than half a century, the sight of a gas stove igniting has been synonymous with dinner time. But that's changing.
So we're starting to see with households that there is increasing electrification, and some jurisdictions like Victoria or the ACT have even got policies that would ban new connections to the gas network.
Gas pipeline owners recover their costs by spreading them across all customers. That customer base is forecast to plunge in the years ahead, posing a problem for the energy watchdog, which regulates the prices gas pipeline owners can charge.
When we find ourselves with a customer base that might be changing or shifting or shrinking through time, we find that we've got less tools available.
One of the tools available to regulators is an accounting trick called accelerated depreciation, where companies write down the value of the assets faster and consumers pick up the tab. The thing is, some energy companies are worried about the pace at which it's happening.
We think the transition is behind schedule, and that provides the opportunity to slow down the accelerated depreciation and take some pressure off the consumer bill.
We are talking about the recovery of the money that has been put into these infrastructure assets, and that is a separate question from the rates of return which you achieve when you invest in the assets.
So how's that chart looking then?
The energy regulator insists it must balance the need to maintain that critical infrastructure with the needs of consumers.
When you look at totally what network businesses have asked of us over the last 5 years, it's more than $800 million that they've sought to have accelerated. And what we've approved is really only about half of that.
New customers don't pay the full cost of a connection because it's subsidised by existing users. But with more Australians getting off gas, that could change.
Prospectors have been flocking to Western Australia's goldfields ever since Australia's biggest gold rush in Kalgoorlie more than 130 years ago.
It's peak gold prospecting season, and the record high price has brought in a convoy of tourists hoping to hit the big time. For the goldfields, it's a golden tourism opportunity.
There's gold fever getting around at the moment, isn't there? And it's great to see that, people are making the most of what is a very buoyant gold price.
It's the most popular machine we're selling these days.
At this prospecting supply store, metal detectors are flying off the shelves.
It's been extremely busy this year. We've had a lot of more people coming through the shop. There's a lot more people out prospecting.
800 kilometres from Perth, people have come from all over the country and the world to a prospecting tour camp near Leonora.
I'm turning away 6 to 10 people a day.
Yeah, at least.
That can't get on tours.
But it's not as simple as just picking up a metal detector.
And a lot of your clientele expect, because the TV shows that say, they go out 5 minutes and they found a big nugget. That's not reality. It's hard work.
While everybody dreams of striking it rich, these prospectors say it's not just about finding gold.
I guess it's like fishing. You like fishing, you buy the equipment, you buy yourself a boat, and you come home with $50 worth of fish at the end of the day. You could have gone down to Coles.
There's not so many people out here. You can just get lost in your own world out detecting. You can walk for kilometres, especially if you're on your own, not see anything, hear anything, nothing. It's just lovely.
A unique tourism experience offering more than just an adventure.
In Alice Springs, organisers of an event to raise awareness of women's safety while running say they are shocked and upset after 4 women were assaulted during the event. The Take Back the Track run was held to support female and gender-diverse runners after multiple women reported being assaulted along the Todd River last week.
Morgana Garland-Fernandez loves running. But like other women, she's feeling increasingly unsafe running in Alice Springs after multiple women reported being assaulted while running along the Todd River in the past fortnight.
Really upset, worried, angry. We're feeling very vulnerable at the moment.
Police have arrested a 14-year-old boy in relation to the incidents, but it prompted the town's running community to host a Take Back the Track run to raise money for personal safety alarms for runners. About 150 people attended the event, looking to send a strong message.
Enough is enough. Women and gender diverse people should be able to run without fear and concern for their safety.
But during the run, another 4 women reported they were harassed or inappropriately touched by a group of children and teenagers. Amias Lenny says he saw one young person slap a woman on the bottom.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And she kept running and sort of laughed it off. And so I didn't know if she was part of this group. But anyway, I decided at that point, I'm actually going to say something to the young fellas because that's where this stuff stops.
The latest incidents mean 8 women have now allegedly been assaulted while running in Alice Springs in the past fortnight. Runners are calling for action on the nationwide issue.
We need areas that are clear, that have good lighting, perhaps with CCTV. Those are measures that governments and councils can be taking to help us to feel safer.
Education, talking about stuff like this and making sure people know that it's just not appropriate.
The event has raised $3,000 for personal alarms and the incidents have been reported to police.
You're watching TVWAN News. Next in sports, Team PNG ready for title defence and Lay hyped up for bike race.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Been
Bing bang ding, ding ding bang, bam bam bang, ding bang ding, bam bam.
Boom! The One Talk jackpot is rolling over week on week. 500,000 Kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
Rugby League is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come up community. You must not community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
You sabi to awesome condom and wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Trace Urban is Trace's flagship TV, exclusively dedicated to the best urban music and artists. Trace Urban offers a unique mix of the most popular American, European, African, and Caribbean urban music genres. Trace Urban benefits from the power and musical expertise of Trace, which has endlessly promoted African music stars since 2003 on all its channels. Welcome to Trace Urban. We are urban music.
They must be feeling the pressure now. This is when your mind can play games.
Quiet, please.
But this is Wimbledon.
Welcome back. Team PNG have arrived safely in Korau, Palau with the second Air New Guinea charter carrying athletes and officials landing at around 1 a.m. this morning. The team was received with a warm welcome at the airport terminal, comprising approximately 180 athletes and team officials. Team PNG has settled comfortably into the Games Village following an extensive 5-hour flight ahead of the official opening ceremony scheduled for Sunday, June 29. Flag bearers Joshua Tarere, representing swimming, and Thelma Toa from weightlifting will lead Team PNG during the opening ceremony. TVWAN will be broadcasting the opening ceremony live at 7 p.m. Team PNG is set to compete in 9 of the 12 sporting codes, and as the reigning champions of the Pacific Mini Games, their ultimate goal is to defend their title and showcase their talents on the big stage. Team PNG is ready to defend its title as the champion of the Pacific Mini Games. A total of 185 athletes and around officials, including the general management team, are part of over 1,500 athletes from 22 other Pacific nations to compete across 12 sports in a celebration of unity and athletic excellence.
Team PNG will be competing in 9 of 12 sports on the program. The sports are athletics, basketball, volleyball, softball, swimming, table tennis, vaha, volleyball, and weightlifting. Team PNG will compete in both the men's and women's divisions of these sports, except for beach and indoor volleyball, which will only field the men's teams, while softball is only for women. President of PNG Olympic Committee, Emma Waiwai, congratulated the athletes and officials who made the final team and encouraged them to be good ambassadors of Papua New Guinea. She said Team PNG does not represent the PNG Olympic Committee, it represents PNG as a nation.
And knowing that the government has come behind them to support them, to make sure they go to the games, to make sure that everything that they need is given to them, I think that's really, really important. So to all our athletes, you've been given a lot of support, not only from your national federations or your coaches, but your family support has been there, the Olympic Committee support has been there, even the PNG Sports Foundation through the High Performance Center, we've made sure that, all of this has been put in place. And so you go as our ambassadors, you go there representing a whole lot of people. But, you're not just going unprepared, you've actually prepared for this trip. And so when you go, it's just like you're playing another game, a lot of words of encouragement given to you. Take that in and go and play your best. That's what we really want from you. Go out there and give your best, play your best, knowing that the whole of the country is right behind you.
The Pacific Mini Games begins on the 29th June and ends on the 9th of July 2025. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The PNG male indoor volleyball team is quietly confident of their chances at the Palau Games despite facing financial challenges related to player levy fees. Ahead of the departure on Wednesday, coach Ale Gima expressed confidence in his team's readiness, highlighting the hard work and dedication shown during training.
The male squad features a youthful lineup with 7 under-18 players, complemented by 5 experienced open men. Coach Ale Gima acknowledged their biggest challenge would come from the larger Polynesian teams, known to have their height and size. However, he is confident that PNG's speed, skill and agility will be key to compete and match their formidable opponents.
Despite the challenges of levy fees and what, the boys have done well. We are taking 7 under 18 boys, 5 open men. But yeah, we are feeling very confident, but not to show it.
Not overconfident.
Yeah.
Additionally, Coach Gima expressed disappointment over the last-minute decision to exclude the female team from the games. He's emphasized to the boys to use this setback as motivation for the male team to elevate their performance.
Usually the Polynesians bring the heat, Wallis, Tahiti, New Caledonia. But we know that from past experience, like the size is the biggest difference with the Pacific Islanders. But we believe that we have the speed and skill to probably match it with them. So quietly confident.
For many young players, this marks their first international trip and they are eager to showcase their talent on the global stage, aiming to make their families and country proud.
That we just try and use that situation as a motivation to play for them as well. Like, it should mean more to us now to really give everything. They're very excited, we just trying our best to just guide that excitement and try to turn it into something to stay focused on, because it's quite hard when dealing with this sort of teenagers. We have a good pack of senior players around to mentor them, so I'm not really worried about that aspect of that.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Bikers of all ages can be seen cycling around Lae as the city prepares for the 2025 Rosso Mountain Bike Race this weekend. For the 4th time in a row, Goodman Fielder has come on board to support Lae's biggest family event with 55,000 kina.
Excitement is growing as Lae's biggest family event, the Rosso Mountain Bike Race, is set to go off with a bang this weekend. The event keeps growing every year, with this year seeing over 1,250 bikers registering to take part in the junior and senior categories. As is the trend, Lay's business community have come together to support the event. Goodman Fielder International is getting on board for the fourth time with a 55,000 kina sponsorship. Trade Marketing and Insight Manager Benjamin Rayapa outlined that they have also backed the children's race that was held today at the Lay Botanical Gardens.
The package sponsored to is 55,000 kina, and also a donation of shirts to the riders. Yep, so I understand this year's theme is about health and also safety, so we're going to do some sampling using our products, Flame Burn. This year Flame celebrates 50 years also of anniversary here in PNG, so we are going to do some cooking on site, activation on site with Tolai Chef on Sunday, and our team will be cooking some healthy meals for everyone to come and have a taste. There will be a tent set up also to provide some safety initiatives for the riders, tips. They can come around and visit us on those 3 days. So.
When appreciating GFI's support, Chairman John Bryan outlined that collectively, sponsors and the Lay City Authority provide the framework for a successful execution of the competition.
Thank you. We appreciate the support of GFI and our other sponsors, but in particular GFI is the platinum sponsor for the 4th year in a row, and we're talking to them already about their involvement for next year, which they're very keen to do. The sponsors all collectively with LCA provide the framework that allows us to run this event, but GFI support is in particular very strong, and we very much appreciate that. Benjamin mentioned the health and safety aspect, which we're all about, trying to make sure our community is healthy and safe, and also the improvement of our cycling fraternity. We have 14 clubs in Lay under the Lay Cycling Association, so this is an important part for their engagement also. Make sure that we're improving our kids on road safety, riding safety, and getting a stronger cycling network, which is all about health and safety.
The Rosso Mountain Bike Race started in 2020, took a break in 2021 due to COVID-19, and returned in 2022, with Brian noting a strong participation rate every year. Meantime, the kids' bike race scheduled for Friday, June the 27th, has been deferred due to heavy downpour. The program for Saturday and Sunday is expected to continue. Jasmine Irajak, TVWAN Sports.
A fifth straight premiership is still very much on the cards for the Panthers after a win over the Bulldogs last night. Not shy of the big moments, Panthers star Nathan Cleary delivered one for his team to lead them to a thrilling 8-6 win over the Bulldogs.
Because of a groin issue he carried into Origin 2, Cleary didn't kick for goal, while Dylan Edwards instead taking the tee. New South Wales coach Laurie Daly would have breathed a huge sigh of relief as Cleary got through the game unscathed. Up 8-6, Edwards missed a simple penalty in the dying minutes, which opened the door for the Bulldogs to steal the win. The Bulldogs had one last chance to hit the front with the final play, and it looked on when Stephen Crichton made a mini break close to the line, but his pass was knocked down and went into touch. There was some drama inside the final 3 minutes, with the Bulldogs awarded a penalty after Brian Torr was placed on report for a contentious high shot. With the kick to be 30 meters out and on the sideline, the Bulldogs elected to kick for a touch instead of attempting the game-tying kick. The game featured several bruising hits, with the tenacity of both teams the highlight. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
That's the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby and Kerema, partly cloudy, then possible rain showers and thunderstorm. Momase, Lay, cloudy periods with occasional rain and possible thunderstorm. Madang, Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with some rain and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Kavieng, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy periods, then some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Highlands,
Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, morning fog, clearing into partly cloudy, then some heavy afternoon rain and possible thunderstorm. Coral seas. Seas rough to patches very rough with easterly to southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea. Seas rough with easterly to southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. Bismarck Seas. Seas slight to moderate with easterly to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean. Seas smooth to slight with easterly to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Hood Point to Samara Island, seas 2 to 3 meters, and waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to CSC Island to Dampier Strait, Long Island to Medang, seas 2 to 3 meters.
That ends the news tonight. Tomorrow's bulletin will be at 7:35 p.m. due to the live broadcast of the NRL games. Have a safe weekend. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by